All right, this is Brian with the fourth quarter 2019 update at the Retirement Network. Remember, at the Retirement Network, we try to reach client goals with the least amount of risk possible. We're about a year away from the next election, and we've gotten a lot of questions on, number one, is a recession coming? And number two, if a new president gets in, what does that look like for my portfolio? So we're going to dissect this because it's really two different aspects we're talking about. So we're going to talk about what the president influences, doesn't influence, and what actually drives the economy, and then if we're looking at a recession. President does influence fiscal policy, and that's taxing and spending, regulations, and the president also influences trade, which we're seeing right now with our current president. What the president does not influence is monetary policy, and monetary policy has a large impact on the economy. That's controlled by the Federal Reserve Board. Second thing that the president has influence but not control over is fiscal policy and regulation. That's actually controlled more by Congress than the president. The president more just advocates to Congress and then it's voted on. Third thing is demographics. Obviously, the president doesn't control this, has a large impact on the economy. And then fourth thing is innovation, and that brings us to what actually runs the economy. So the economy really runs on entrepreneurship, number one, and consumers, number two. Those together make up the private sector. By way of numbers, by the way, entrepreneurship makes up about 18% of the economy. Consumers make up about 70% of the economy. Large portion of the economy, as you can see. That is the engine that drives the economy. Right now, business is okay, not great. We're starting to see some slowing there. The consumer is in great shape on historical levels. So that's really what you want. You want a consumer-led economy because it's the biggest part of the economy. To round out the rest, you have government is about 17%. That's a drag on the economy. Way too much spending going on there. And then the fourth piece of this is net imports to exports, and that's actually negative, about 4 to 5% each year. Put all those together, all those pieces make up the gross domestic product, and that also is reflected in the business cycle, which is the amount of production or GDP and the ups and downs of that over time. That's what drives the economy. It's consumers, it's businesses, it's some government, but very little, and then some exports and imports. President does influence fiscal policy, regulations, and trade. Does not have complete control over them, but influences them. But as we've seen, the consumer and the private part of the economy are by far the biggest parts, and the president does not control that part as much as they would like to. Ironically, the president is judged on how well the economy is running when they go up for re-election. So that's what really runs the economy. The last part of this is the recession. We can't say exactly when a recession is going to happen. We're starting to see some slowing in the business sector of the economy, but not terrible. Consumer is in good shape. We want a strong consumer because it's the biggest part of the economy. We would like to see some less spending by the government. I think that has some impact that is hard to measure. And lastly, if a new president gets in, well, I can't say exactly what a new president is going to do. I can say this, though. There is some talk of more entitlement programs and so on. And those entitlement programs have to be paid for by the private economy. That means consumers and businesses. And as you burden those parts of the economy more, the lesser the economy will grow. And it could lead to a recessionary period. Okay, that's it for this time. Tune in next time. And again, remember at the Retirement Network, we try to reach client goals with the least amount of risk possible. Thanks for watching.